What's going on, guys? Better back with more of Flexbox Zombies, and today we're on Chapter 7 in a Perfect World, Flex Bases. Alright, kid, we're completely surrounded. No going back now. You ready to fight our way closer to the center of Zombie Dave's camp? As ready as I'll ever be. Just promise me one thing. And what would that be? Whether we live or die, please never make that horrible goo zombie soup ever again. Haha. Oh, alright. You have my word. Now, you ready? Alright, now, normally these little goo zombies have a width of 136 pixels. But see how they're wider than usual? They're using a flex basis of 300 pix. And flex basis always trumps width. Take them out by setting your goo targets to flex basis 300. So flex basis 300 pixels. Very good. You can think of flex basis as a new and improved version of width. See, watch these zombies have a width set to 500 pixels, which would normally make them very wide, but width is getting completely ignored since they have a flex basis setting. Looks like flex basis 100 pixels, making them slightly smaller than usual. Important lesson there. If flex basis is ever specified, then width is ignored. Got it? Ah, now these ones are devious indeed. They're using a flex basis of 100 pixels like before, so they should be small, right? But they also have a min width 300 pixels applied. And mid width actually acts as a lower limit for flex basis. Go ahead and give your targets the same min width. So min width 300 pix. Don't forget that, kid. Flex basis respects min width as a lower limit. The 100 pixels flex basis had a lower limit of 300 pixels. So the final flex basis was actually 300 pixels. Neat, huh? Same goes for these ones who have both a flex basis 400 pixels and a max width of 100 pixels. Max width is acting as an upper limit for flex basis. Apply that same upper limit to your target's flex basis by setting max width to 100 pixels. Don't forget that either. Flex basis respects max width as an upper limit. The 400 pixels flex basis had an upper limit of 100 pixels, so the final flex basis applied was actually 100 pixels. You'll get the hang of it. This one sounds slightly confusing, but flex basis isn't just for width. When you're shooting vertically, it deals with the height instead of the width. In other words, it changes the size of things in the direction of your red justify laser. Match these ones' height with the same flex basis 300 pixels. So you can think of flex basis as a new and improved version of height, and all the same rules apply. Min height serves as a lower limit, and max height serves as an upper limit for a vertical flex basis. Zombies aren't limited to using pixels for flex basis. That first one there is using flex basis 50%, which means he wants to take up 50% of the width of its container. Fortunately for him, there's plenty of space, so he got exactly what he wanted. And now he got what he deserved. Now listen up. Flex basis is never a guarantee. It's actually more of an ideal or hypothetical size. When there's not enough space available, zombies only get as much as their flex basis as space allows. These ones want flex basis 300 pixels, but there's not always enough room for that, so they just get what they get and don't throw a fit. So flex basis 300 pixels. So flex basis really is just a starting point. What things would be like in an ideal world where everybody got as much space as they wanted. Doesn't always work out that way now, does it, kid? Alright, now what happens if you leave off the flex basis setting entirely? Well, that's the same as setting it to auto, and flex basis auto simply means fall back to using the width value. Watch, remove your flex basis setting. Good. Important to remember that when you don't specify a flex basis, that's the same as setting flex basis to auto. In fact, as soon as the amount of available space drops below the zombie's total aggregate flex basis, that's when shrinking starts to happen. And what controls how fast each one shrinks? Good old flex shrink. That first one appears to be shrinking twice as fast as the other once there's not enough room for both of them to get 300 pixels each. So flex shrink 2. Looks like that 300 pix flex basis each was a pipe dream. Sometimes that's just how the cookie crumbles. Gotta give them credit for adapting so well. Look there. Sometimes life throws you a bone. These lucky ones here have a flex basis of 200 pixels, but also are set to flex grow 1. So not only did they get their... pretty swell, isn't it? Flex basis is one of the most important settings on the crossbow. You'll do well to master it. Let's recap. What have we learned? That flex basis is a starting point, an ideal or hypothetical size of things before any growing or shrinking happens. When shooting horizontally, flex basis deals with width. When shooting vertically, it controls height. Good. And do zombies always get the flex basis size they ask for? Nope. If there's not enough space, then they'll have to shrink according to their flex shrink ratios. And if there's extra space available, they can expand to fill it according to their flex grow ratios if they have any. That's exactly it. And what factors limit what a zombie's final flex basis can be? The final flex basis can't be higher than its max width or max height when shooting vertically. If it is higher, the final flex basis just becomes that max value. The final flex basis also can't be lower than its min width or min height when shooting vertically. If it is lower, the final flex basis just becomes that min value. Great. And what's the default for flex basis if you don't specify it? It defaults to flex basis auto, which means to fall back to the width or the height when shooting vertically. You really are something. Great memory. Now let's see how well you apply what you've learned. I have a feeling I'm not going to apply it very great, but I'll apply it. Just you watch, Chuck. Love the optimism, kid. You ready to try on your own? I've got an eye for flex basis values, so I'll call those out for you. But you're on your own for the other settings. These ones here look like 300 pixels if you ask me. Also, note that the good old justify content is important again whenever the zombies aren't growing with flex grow. So we gotta do display flex, flex direction is row reverse, justify content. I think that's got to be flex start. Nope. Flex end. Align items. Flex end. Flex start. Target goo. Flex grow to justify content. I don't know that that's right, but also flex grow they're definitely growing, but not that much. Flex basis 300 pixels. The first zombie there isn't growing. Match it with flex grow 0. Great shooting. Looks like a narrow 75 pix flex basis on these ones. So we need to do display flex I'm going to go ahead and down here and do flex basis 75 pixels. And we're going to do flex direction is column. We're going to do align items center. Now I think it's justify content center, and then align items flex end. It's not flex end. Justify content center. I'm forgetting what the other one is that we use. So we've got won't be space between. I want to say it's justify content flex end. That's putting it all the way at the bottom, which we don't want. Center. Align items flex end. There we go. Great shooting. That one looks like he'd love a full 500 pics if he could get it. Sounds like he probably can't get it. But we're going to do display flex. We're going to do flex direction. Column reverse. And we need to get the zombie girl, so we're going to do justify content center. That's not right. Flex end. Align items flex end. Center. Okay. Target the goo. We're going to do flex basis 500 pics. Bam. These ones look like they'd love to have 50% if they could. They know they ain't gonna get it, but that doesn't stop them from trying. So display flex flex basis 50%. I think we do both of these, but I'm not sure. Alright. Don't forget, zombies that use a percentage flex basis like these ones can sometimes look like they're using flex grow. Don't let that little trick of theirs fool you. So this one selected the third zombie. This goo here, I think is gonna do flex grow. We'll set that to 0 maybe. Align self, align items center. Now we're just missing this guy here. Flex grow 0. Now how do we select the third guy? Let's try flex stretch. How do I do it for flex stretch? Or no. Align self stretch. And that's it. Heck yeah. Bam. That middle one doesn't appear to be using a basis at all, but the end one certainly is. By its smaller size, I'd guess a measly 75 pics. So this one we're going to do flex basis 75 pixels. We need to do display flex align items flex end, target the goo, align self center, align self center. It's also growing, flex grow to this one, align items flex end, not align items, justify content flex end. That's not right. Align self flex end flex start. Okay. I would say he is shrinking, but and this one's growing significantly. That one's not growing at all, so flex, not flex shrink, what is it? Align self flex grow 0. Now we just got to get this guy here. Flex grow 2. Would it be bigger? I don't think so. 2. Align self center. Justify content center. Something here we're missing. Flex basis. The middle one isn't using a basis at all, it says. But the end one certainly is. I'm not sure what I'm missing from the middle. I'm sure it's something with the flex grow. That second zombie there looks to be growing at a rate of 1. Well done. I don't think these ones are using flex basis, but they're definitely growing, and that second one appears to have a max height limit of a couple hundred pixels. So we're going to do display flex. We're going to do flex direction. It's going to be column reverse. We're going to do align items center. And then we're going to do target the goo. Flex grow 1. Is this one growing at all? No. The second one's not growing. But we need to use flex basis. Flex basis? It's not flex basis. What is it to do the width? Max. It's not width. Oh my gosh. We just learned this. Max basis. Is it that? They're definitely growing. The second one is have max height of a couple hundred pixels. Oh my gosh, that was it. Nice. Oh, sneaky. A flex basis of 200 pixels and a min width of 300 pixels on that middle one. Let's go ahead and do that. Flex basis, 200 pixels, and a min min width 300 pix. No flex grow on any of these. The rest is up to you. Alright. Display flex. Justify content. Oh my gosh, if I could spell. Center. Align items. Center. The middle one. Hold on. Which one's the middle one? Well, that must be the middle one because it's targeting it right. Flex basis. No flex grow on any of these either. Align self center. Align self space between space evenly. Alright, I'm having no flex grow on any of these either. The rest is up to you. So do all of them have a flex basis of 200 pixels then? Let's try that. Flex basis 200 pix. That didn't do anything. Flex basis 200 pixels. Maybe it's a 100 pixels. That just changed the middle one, which doesn't make sense, but let's get a hint here. That stubborn first zombie doesn't appear to be shrinking at all. Make sure your target match that behavior. Oh, I didn't know that we had to put that. So flex shrink 0. Flex shrink 0. Flex shrink 0. Okay. That first zombie has its flex basis bounded by min width auto. Oh, I forgot that. So the first one, min width auto, which means this one should probably be auto too. Nope. That's the first one. That's the second one. Min width auto. Not right. Doesn't seem to be selecting the second one. Flex basis 200 pix. Align self center, flex shrink 0. By my eye, I'd say that second zombie is shrinking at a rate of 1. Oh. The second zombie. So this should be 0. This should be 1. That second zombie has its flex basis. I thought I did that. Second zombie. Min width. Oh, I changed it. 300 pixels. Alright, that's the second zombie. I'd say that third zombie is shrinking at a rate of 1. It's a little bit confusing to me how they're targeted. Ha, good job, kid. Interesting to note that flex shrink 0 means he didn't shrink past his flex basis size. Hint, there's no flex grow on these, only flex basis 250 pix, and a couple other settings. display flex. We're gonna do flex direction column, justify content, flex start, line items, flex start, the first zombie, flex basis 250 pixels. Target the goo. No flex grow. Flex basis 250 pixels. Alright, so that got the second guy there. The first one, flex shrink. Flex shrink 0. So now that got the second one. Flex. It says there's no flex grow. Or is it align self stretch? Nope, because it stretches the wrong way. And also this is targeting the first one. So flex shrink 0. Take this one away, right? Yeah, I had too much stuff there. And I was targeting the wrong one. You're good. You don't need my help. I'll call out the 200 pixels flex basis on the goo zombies. The rest is up to you. Alright, so display flex. Justify content center. Align items center. That's it for that. Target the goo. Flex basis 200 pixels. Flex shrink 1. This one doesn't seem to be shrinking at all. Flex shrink 0. Self-center. I don't think I need to do that. Notice the way the zombies are lining up along your red justify laser. Match that pattern by sending your crossbow to justify content. Oh, flex end. Oh, I see. Flex end. Alright, now we got those two zombies. Now I just gotta worry about the goo, which is what I was having issues with anyways. Flex shrink 1, flex shrink 0, because this guy is shrinking. Faux show. Or do I try 2? 2. Oh, maybe he needs to have a flex basis too. Flex basis 200 pixels. That's not right. The stubborn second zombie doesn't appear to be shrinking at all. Alright, so I'm on the wrong zombie. And this should probably be 1. That was it. Making me proud, kid. Making me proud. Looks like there's just one last wave coming our way. Alright. These are super sneaky. They've got a flex basis 0, but are trying to hide it from you by growing. Display flex. Justify content, flex end, align items, center. That's not right. Target the goo. Flex basis 0. Flex basis 0. Alright, they're trying to hide it from you by growing. So if this is the first one, align self, stretch. I don't think that's right. Let's try it here. Align self, stretch. Justify content. That's not right. Center. Now that's right. Now how do I select the goo? Align self. Flex start. Flex end. Why is it not doing anything? Let me get rid of both of these. They both got flex bases, but they're trying to hide it from you by growing. So flex, grow, 1. Align self, stretch, flex, grow, 0. One, 2, 1. So we got the first two. This last guy, align self, stretch. Let's take that out. And still got the first guy. I'm just confused about how they are targeted here. So flex, shrink. It's not shrinking though. He's getting bigger. Flex, shrink. Let's see what we're missing. Third zombie is shrinking at a rate of 1. Thought we put that, but it wasn't doing anything. Okay. Third zombie is aligned. Oh. Align self, flex, start. There we go. Got him. Great, very clever. Good to remember. Flex basis is just a hypothetical size before any growing or shrinking begins. Okay, now let's call it a night. I doubt Dave expected us to do so well against those waves. He's probably shaking in his boots as we speak. He'd better be. I'm going to kill him. I don't doubt you, kid. We've come really far. I can see the center of the camp from here. We'll be there in a few short days. Let's get some rest now and continue our attack in the morning. Here, have some jerky to hold you over. You made me eat that horrendous goo concoction and you had jerky the whole time? Oh yeah, I've got tons of jerky. Thought it would be funny to watch you try and choke that stuff down. Wow, that's sick, man. You don't want to start a prank war with me. Haha, good point. Let's stick to one war at a time, shall we? Now get some rest. Night-night. Alright guys, that is the end of chapter 7. I don't feel as confident on flex basis. You guys let me know in the comments how you guys feel about flex basis. But I will see you guys on the next one. Goodbye.